evening planned for you. You're going to see a 15-minute extended sneak peek demo of the full Metal Gear Solid 5 demo that will make its official debut at the Konami booth starting tomorrow at GamesCom. But you guys will be the first people in the world to see it. So what do you think of that? Pretty cool, right? Yeah. We've also got a few other surprises for you. Mr. Kojima always has a few surprises. You've probably heard about that game PT that got announced yesterday. Anyone hear about that? All right, well, I'll have to ask him a little bit about that as well. So stay tuned. There's much to come. But let's get tonight started by welcoming a man who I'm honored to share the stage with tonight. He really needs no introduction, but he is the director of Kojima Productions and, of course, the man you know as the creator of the Metal Gear Solid franchise. Please welcome Mr. Hideo Kojima. Mr. Kojima. Hideo Kojima, everybody. No cardboard box, though, right?
Good event. ゲームズコムの皆様、ケルンの皆様、こんばんは、ケルンに戻ってきました。
Everyone here in Germany, I'm finally back here in Cologne.
今日はですね、スペシャルプレビューショーで、このショーに来ていただきましてありがとうございます。それからスイッチで世界中の方が見られていると思いますけど、ぜひ楽しんで、もらいたいと思います。
So I'd like to thank everyone in attendance. Also thank everyone watching on Twitch. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Well, I know you got some great stuff planned for everyone tonight, Mr. Kojima. So can you maybe tell us a little bit about what we can expect tonight? What are you going to be showing us tonight?
ですね。
Lots of good stuff. I know you've got a demo you're going to show us, right?
今日持ってきたのはですね、ファントムペインは、オープンワールドでの、自由潜入というコンセプトのゲームで、その自由度を皆さんにちょっと分かってもらうための、プレイヤブルデモを持ってきました。
So tonight I brought up a demo. I wanted everyone to get the concept of that we're trying to get here of free infiltration. So I brought a little bit of sneak peek into it.
E3 で、ご覧いただいたアフガンの最初のミッションがあったと思うんですけど、あえてあそこを今回もう一度、持ってきてます。
So in E3 we showed a little demo of a stage in Afghanistan, and this time intentionally I brought the same stage in Afghanistan.
リニアなゲームじゃないので、同じ目的地であっても自分でどういうルートをたどってどう行くかっていう戦略性がユーザーによって変わりますので、そこで違うルートを今日は皆さんに見てもらって、時間帯も違うところでどうなるかっていうのをこれからご覧いただきたいと思います。
Since this is not a linear game, the strategy is up to the player, and we want to showcase that this time a different player, even if they have the same goals, they can use different strategies, and we want to showcase that. So that's what we'll be showing today: different strategies, different ways of playing, and this is just another way of playing.
はい、それではちょっと、ゲームプレイビデオをご覧ください。
So please roll the video.
Check it out. First look at Metal Gear for GamesCom.
Under total Soviet control. Miller's been captive for 10 days. Not much time left.
Weather will clear shortly.
Storm's passing. Getting used to it?
Ice on ice. Solo infiltration of the Soviet main ground forces. Should be the perfect warm-up. You can't have much left in him. I give him 3 days, tops. If we fail, and he dies, we lose our chance of revenge. But we need more intel. If you just go charging into Doandehar, you'll be putting both your lives at risk. See what you can find out first. The Soviets have other outposts, not just the one you saw. Afghanistan is a big place. I expect you'll become quite familiar with those binoculars as you plan your next move. How and where you make it, well, that's up to you. From here on out, you're on your own. You're a legend in the eyes of those who live on the battlefield. That's why you have to handle this mission yourself. Put those 9 years behind you, and return as Big Boss. That's how Koss would want it. I'll be sending additional intel by radio. Stay sharp. Not one of Miller's bodyguards survived. And they were good. All we found on the scene were their corpses and knees. They'll be missing them. And you're his only hope of getting them back. Now go! Let the legend come back to life.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Gamescom 2014 presentation of Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain. 2 months ago at E3 we showed off various features of the game as we snuck through this stage to accomplish our mission. Today we'll play through the same stage but show you how the same mission can feel completely different depending on the various factors such as route and time of day.
Marker placed.
Back at E3, you remember there were guards at this post, but you'll notice that they're not here anymore. So already we're seeing some variation in the mission. But that said, it does look like there are 2 soldiers heading this way in a jeep, so let's go ahead and leave a little surprise for them.
Go on.
Alright, looks like these soldiers are disoriented, so let's go ahead and Fulton them along with the jeep before they wake up. As you may recall, back at E3 we ran into a sandstorm which caused some problems, so to avoid that we'll minimize sidetracking and head straight towards our marker. Well, it looks like we have a goat here that's been separated from its herd, so let's see if we can help him out. And there he goes. we have a pack of wolves here too, most likely after the goat. Let's just keep our distance and continue with our mission before they come after us instead. Do remember that the landscape in the Phantom Pain is populated by various types of wildlife, and certain animals, such as wolves, can actually be dangerous, so you need to use caution when exploring the wilderness. Alright, so here we are at our vantage point.
You have arrived at your destination.
But first, what's this in the distance? Well, lo and behold, that's actually the vantage point we used at E3. This gives you some idea of where we are relative to our previous route on the other end of the base. That said, let's go ahead and mark the enemy. And it does look like the security is a bit tighter than it was before. You may remember that when we sneaked into this base previously, we created quite a mess. So the enemy has actually stepped up their game, and there are more troops here. And this is one example of how the game will actually adapt to player actions, and the same mission may actually be quite different when replayed. It was fairly easy to sneak into the space previously, but we'd have a much harder time if we tried to sneak in during daylight here. So let's go ahead and use our Phantom Cigar to pass the time.
Sun will set shortly.
At night, as you can tell from the markers, it looks like security around our objective is beefed up. However, security around the rest of the base is fairly sparse. So let's go ahead and use that to our advantage. Oops, and it looks like enemies are wearing helmets now. The last time we played this mission, we used too many headshots with the trank, so it looks like the enemy has countered by having troops wear helmets this time around. The point here is that if you overuse some weapons or techniques, the enemy will learn to take steps to counter your actions thanks to the AI capabilities of the Fox engine. Direct approach here will be difficult, so let's go ahead and find a way around. We're exposed on an open road like this. Let's go ahead and use our cardboard box to reduce our chances of being spotted. Okay, that said, we have been noticed. This is a bad situation. We can't vacate the box without being spotted. We can try something else. Alright, the enemy's running up, but he's not engaging. He actually seems kind of excited. So what's going... Ah. Well, that would definitely explain it. Let's CQC this guy before he gets a little too excited. So this is just one example of several new modifications we've made to our cardboard box since E3, thanks to the various people we've recruited into our R&D unit. Even at night, you'll notice that the area around our target is actually pretty well lit, making it difficult to stay out of sight. So let's see if we can find a way to remedy that. This soldier may have some clues. Let's try interrogating him.
Spit it out.
The map has been updated.
Okay, now we have the location of the power grid, so if we destroy it, we should be able to shut the lights off. Alright, that should make things easier. But the enemy is coming to investigate, so let's go ahead and hide in this trash dumpster.
It
Sounds like there may be a helicopter incoming. Seems like the enemy has called in some backup. So the base is darker now, but we need to be careful to avoid the helicopter's spotlight as we head to the target. So our target should be in this room. Let's take a look.
So you picked up an intel file. Now we know where Miller is. I'm marking it on your iDroid.
Alright, so these are the docks we needed. Objective complete. Now all we need to do is escape. We'll need to move cautiously. Okay, we got some reinforcements coming in by jeep. That said, their jeep just may be our ticket out of here, so let's see if we can confiscate it.
Please select a landing zone. Landing zone confirmed.
Alright, looks like the helicopter has moved into a holding pattern here, which is bad for us. Obviously we can't drive out of here on the jeep without being spotted now by the helicopter. So let's try something else. Alright, so that takes care of the helicopter. Let's go ahead and call our horse and hightail it out of here. And that's mission complete. Thank you for watching.
Seems like they liked it. Cool look at the game. Now, I know you've got some more to share about Metal Gear as well, and you've got something exclusive on the GamesCom show floor. So that was just the start of the demo, and I know you've got more content that if these people go to the booth, we'll get to see as well.
はい、E3 の時はこの後スネークが、ヘリに乗ってマザーベースに帰ったと思います。で、その後自分のマザーベースがネット上の誰かに攻撃されたので出かけていくところで終わったと、それを覚えていると思いますけど。
So yeah, we have something more for the Gamescom show floor. At E3, most of you will remember that after this sequence, actually, Snake goes back to Motor Base, and the sequence ends up where Snake's Motor Base is being infiltrated by someone else through the internet.
でコナミブースに来ていただくと、この後、スネークは、オンライン上の誰かの基地に潜入していろんなものを奪ったり、そこで時間、ファントムシガーで時間を変えたりっていうその、いろんなお遊びを、お見せすることができますので、ぜひご覧に来てください。
So in the booth at Gamescom and the Konami booth, we will show the other way around. I mean, by which I mean when the player infiltrates someone else's motor base and starts doing using the Phantom Cigar, stealing things, and doing different things. That's what you will be able to see when you come to the Gamescom Konami booth.
Fantastic. All right. Well, I know people will go check that out. Probably right. You gonna go see it at the booth, guys? All right, good to hear. Now, I know you've also got some other stuff here to talk about and show for Metal Gear 5 before we move on. So why don't you tell us about this next video that you have for us?
昨日のソニーカンファレンスで、公開した映像ですけど、自由潜入の要であります段ボールのギミックを、お見せしました。で、おそらく見てない方もいると思いますので、もう一度ここでご覧いただければと思います。ではどうぞよろしく。
So yeah, yesterday at Sony's press conference, we showed one of the several uses that we can give to the cardboard box, which is a pillar of this concept of free infiltration. Now, I'm sure that some of you might not have seen it, so we're showing it again. Please roll the video.
Cardboard boxes, here we go.
MGS players are all familiar with the cardboard box, but as explained previously at E3, the box has been upgraded with new abilities in Metal Gear Solid 5, the Phantom Pain, to offer players more options, such as the ability to pop out, take enemies out, and hide back in the box. You can also use the Fulton from within the box. And when you're in trouble, you can even vacate the box and use it as a decoy when it draws the attention of the enemy. Today, we'll introduce you to a few more ways you can use the cardboard box to your advantage. For example, we're out in plain sight here with the enemy up ahead. We can't vacate the box without being spotted, so we'll try something else. As you can see here, the box now features a picture of a saluting soldier on it. From a distance, you can use this to trick enemies into thinking you're an ally, and they'll pass you by. And it doesn't stop there. There are also other pictures you can place on the box. For example, we're in a similar situation now, but rather than saluting, the soldiers come running. I wonder why. Ah, well, that explains it. Let's go ahead and take care of him while he's still distracted. And now it looks like we have a bed of roses? At first glance, yes. But if we were to unfold the box, you'll see that it's actually another view of our swimsuit model. And if we vacate the box and leave it here, it actually serves as a great tool to draw the attention of enemies and keep them distracted as we sneak away. These are just a few examples of the many new things you can do with the cardboard box, but we don't want to ruin all of the surprises just yet. So we'll leave it at that for now.
Wow. All right. Whoa. It's a live crowd. I'll tell you how they feel. All right. So it looks like the box has a few more features now, Mr. Kojima. So lots to the cardboard box.
はい、実はもう一個、ちょっとしたサプライズの段ボールの映像を用意してますので、そちらの方をご覧ください。
And actually, we have one more video of the cardboard box, one from brand new video that we'll be showing. So please roll the video.
All right, well, that's very cool. Metal Gear Solid 5, Ground Zeroes, and Phantom Pain are both going to be coming to PC on Steam?
いや、まあ段ボールでこんなに喜んでもらえるとは思わなかったですけど、Steam で出します。
So I'm really happy you guys are so excited with the cardboard boxes. So yeah, it is coming to Steam.
グラウンドゼロズと当然ファントムペインの本編も両方ですね。
Of course, Ground Zeroes and the Phantom Pain both are coming.
Now, I know everyone here wants to know, can you tell us anything about the release date for Phantom Pain or Ground Zeroes on PC? What can you tell us?
ごめんなさい。リリースではまだ言えませんけど、まあグラウンドゼロ順番にですね、グラウンドゼロとファントムペインを Steam で出したいと思ってます。
So well, we
ぜひ期待してお待ちください。
we cannot announce a release date yet, but well, of course, Ground Zeroes will be coming first, and then will be coming Phantom Pain. Please just stay tuned, and we're working pretty hard, so stay tuned.
先ほどの Steam のバルブを開いてってあれも一応アイテムなんでいろんな使い方ができます。
And also, I mean, the box that you just saw in the video, you will be able to use it in the game as an item, and it will have very different usages. So,
many more boxes to reveal. All right. Oh.
誰なんか変わってきましたけど。誰ですか？
Who's that? Who's that?
Let's take a look.
Hello, everyone, and thanks for coming to the official Metal Gear Solid 5, the Phantom Pain preview event here in Cologne. It would have been my great pleasure to be able to be there with you in person, but we're just wrapping up another voice recording session here in Los Angeles. Now, naturally, I can't really say too much about the script at this point, but I can say it's been a great journey so far, bringing Snake to life in his epic new mission. Now, for this week and this week only, during GamesCom, Konami will be running a special pre-sale offer for MGS5, so stay tuned for more details. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of the show. And in true Snake spirit, kept you waiting, huh?
All right, Kiefer Sutherland. Well, that's great. Very cool. As Kiefer mentioned, you guys here in the audience, there's a special voucher that you can get for that special pre-order incentive. It's available at the booth, I know, and you guys can get that just for the week of Gamescom. And if you're watching the stream and you live in Germany, I think those vouchers you can pick up at the Gamescom booth. And of course, if you're watching the stream worldwide, there'll be other pre-order offers, I'm sure, announced in specific territories in the future. So stay tuned for that. Very cool announcement, Mr. Kojima.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we've got a lot more to talk about here, tied to we're going to do a Q&A session with the fans and things like that. So there's more coming up. Where you can go, though, if you guys want to see the demo, is at the Konami booth. It is booth 7-1 at the Messe. So you can go check that out starting tomorrow and see the full demo. So what did you guys think of the Metal Gear Solid 5 demo that Mr. Kojima had for you today? It was very good stuff, Mr. Kojima. Well,
Thank you.
There is more to talk about. We have to talk about PT, and there may be some updates on that coming shortly for this audience. And we're going to transition now into a Q&A session. Those of you who are going over to the booth, just remember the full demo will be at the Konami booth. And right now, let's head on over here. We're going to do a Q&A session. With Mr. Kojima, you guys submitted questions online. He's going to answer those questions, and we will also talk about PT.
PT はい。はい、どう
You
もあ
might
り
know
がと
what
うござい
that
まし
is,
た。
right?
まあこの後 QA セッションあるんで PT のこともちょっと喋りたいと思いますので、
Alright.
ぜひ楽しみにください。
well, we're moving to the QA session. We'll try to talk about something about PT, and well, let's keep going.
Okay, let's head on over here and do some Q&A. All right, well, Mr. Kojima, you are here with the fans, and these guys submitted questions on Facebook and Twitter to me and to Konami over the past week, so we're going to ask you some of those questions and get inside your mind, and we'll talk about that PT thing soon. There's always a twist when it comes to Mr. Kojima. All right, first question that came from the internet. If you could remake any game you've worked on so far using the Fox engine tech, which one would it be?
ですね、個人的にはリメイクはあんまりしたくないんですけど、FOX エンジンで、僕以外のスタッフがリメイクするんであれば、やっぱり MGS1 が一番いいと思います。
Personally, I'm not too fond of remakes. I don't want to go and remake something old. But if it was as a producer and having some of my staff members going back to the remaking the game, I would have to go with Metal Gear Solid 1.
Like MGS1 remake?
普通のリメイクじゃなくても、あれも16年ぐらい前のゲームなんで、猿の惑星が今新しいライジングってやってますけど、ああいう感じで、ちょっと違うリメイクというか、昔のいいところ取りの現代風にアレンジしたものがいいかなと思います。
And if it was going to be a remake, of course I wouldn't want to make a standard remake, but something similar to what Planet of the Apes is doing, taking the best from the past and do it in a very modern style and bring something brand new in that fashion.
Awesome. All right, good answer. Next question that came from online is, what was your inspiration coming up with the character of Skullface?
ですね、スカルフェイスはファントムペインの、一番の敵役なんですけど、で、彼はその背景としては、悪ではあるんですけども、自分の言葉も顔も奪われたそういう設定だから骸骨の顔をしているっていう、そういうキャラです。
So Skullface is the bad guy in the Phantom Pain, but it's not just a plain bad guy. You got to consider he's a guy that got stripped out his face of his native language, so that's why he has a skull instead of a face.
で一方でそのスカルフェイスに仲間を奪われて基地を奪われたスネークは、復讐の鬼と化して、自ら肉をそげ落として、同じような骸骨になっていくという設定なので、スカルフェイスの影響でスネークたちもスカルになるっていう、そういう、プロットになっています。
On the other hand, though, you have Snake that because of Skullface, he's trapped from his comrades, from his mother base, from his pretty much his home. He swears revenge, and in the quest for this revenge, his human side, his meat from his face starts going away, becoming a skull in its own way. So plot-wise, it's kind of Snake himself becoming a skull because of Skullface.
で、もともとピースウォーカーの MSF っていう、アイコンマークが骸骨だったんですけど、もともとスネークたちも骸骨のアイコンの舞台にいて、スカルフェイスに復讐するために自分たちも骸骨になって、最終的には骸骨がモチーフであるアウターヘブンを作るっていう、そういうちょっとちょっと悲しいストーリーの中でスカルっていうのが非常に大きな、意味を持つ、アイコンになっています。
Also, story-wise, some of you will remember that in Peace Walker we had MSF, which logo was also a skull. So, Snake and his comrades were originally under the symbol of a skull. Then, during the battle with Skullface, they started developing to Outer Haven, which is the logo itself is a skull. So, it has that kind of sad story behind everything. All this, there's a subplot to this.
でもう一つは、去年の E3 のメインビジュアルでレントゲン写真を使ったと思うんですけども、今回、民族というかレースっていうのが、人との違いによる争いを描いてるんですけども、レントゲンを撮ると今の現代人っていうのは世界中のあらゆる人が同じスカルの形をしているっていうことも、象徴として使いたいので、スカルフェイスのその、顔がないっていうのを、強調するための、キャラクターを作りました。
Also, another element, some of you might remember that last year at E3 we had some key art featuring Snake in X-rays. Now, one of the themes of Metal Gear Solid 5 is race. There are differences between each race, skin-wise or face-wise or whatever it is, but actually current humanity, as it is right now, if they're looked through X-rays, the skull, the bones are mostly the same for all people. So this is also one of the subplots, Skullface representing this skull, this faceless character being the bad guy. This is also one of the subplots that we have in Metal Gear Solid 5.
All right. Good and extensive answer. That fan will be happy. Next question is, what has been the most exciting Metal Gear for you to develop in your career? I remember the first time I was over with you was, I think, 2001 with MGS2. I was visiting you at the office, but you've done so many games over so many years. What's your favorite one?
毎回エキサイティングなんですけど、MGS の、メタルギアソリごめんなさい、メタルギアの中でいうと、やっぱ最初の一番、メタルギアになります、メタルギアというゲームがあるんですけど、非常に反対されて、周りからも理解されず、それでも、形にできたっていうゲームなんで、あれが僕の中で一番こう、印象深いタイトルになります。
I mean, every game has been fun, every game has been exciting to make, but if I was to choose between among Metal Gear, I would say probably the first Metal Gear that I worked on, a game called Metal Gear, because at that time I was new to the company, no one understood, no one grabbed the concept of what I was trying to create, and still somehow I got it done, so it was quite memorable for me making that game.
あとメタルギアじゃなければですね、携帯機ゲーム用に作った僕らの太陽という僕隊というのがあるんですけど、当時はそのゲームっていうのはカウチで家の中でしか遊ばせないっていう、そういう時代の中で携帯機に太陽センサーをつけて外の実際のリアルな太陽を使ってゲームをさせるというそういうゲームなんですけど、それもものすごい、内外のというか特にうちの、スタッフからの、反対とかがあったんですけど、それでもいいものができたんで、僕隊も僕の中では非常に大きなチャレンジでした。
And if I was to talk about non-Metal Gear games, it would be probably Boktai, a game I developed. At that time, and the concept of gaming was merely, sitting in your couch, indoors, and I wanted to take advantage of this portable device and add a sunlight-sensitive device. So the game, in a way, forced you to play outdoors. It depended on sunlight. At that point, again, few people, especially internally, grabbed that concept. So again, it was a rough battle. I had to convince a lot of people. Somehow, I made it done. I got it done, and in that regard, it was a very memorable game for me to work on.
Okay. Now, next question is a little out of left field. If you could play the lead actor in any movie, which movie would it be?
ですね、僕は喋りなんで、やっぱり無口なキャラクターがかっこいいと思うので、喋れないキャラクターがいいですね。ほとんど喋れないキャラクター。
Me, myself, I'm a very talkative guy, so I personally feel that guys that talk little or barely talk are really cool. They're awesome, so that's the kind of guy I'd like to be.
なんでマッドマックス2のメル・ギブソンとかそういうのがいいです。
So probably I would go with Mad Max 2's Mel Gibson.
3じゃないですよ。サンダードームじゃなくて2の方ね。
But not the one from Mad Max 3. It's the one from Mad Max 2.
で、ほとんどマッドマックス2のメル・ギブソン喋らないんですよ。喋らなくてもキャラが立ってて、ドラマをこう引っ張っていくというもう素晴らしい映画のキャラなんですけども、実はファントムペインのスネークも、マッドマックスにも近いんですけど、ほとんど喋らないですね。喋らずに、お話をどこまで引っ張れるかっていうのはもう今回のチャレンジなんで、そこも重ねてみると、マッドマックスっていうのは僕の中では大きな存在です。
So, I mean, in Mel Gibson's character in Mad Max 2, barely talks through the movie. He's a very, very silent character, barely has any lines. And still, somehow, with his personality, he pulls the story, he carries through the drama. So that is a very memorable part for me. As in Metal Gear Solid 5, sorry, Snake also has very few lines. His character barely speaks. So in a way, there I see kind of a resemblance. Somehow, I see in the end, kind of a reflection of Snake and this character of Mel Gibson's Mad Max 2.
Do you see that new Mad Max trailer?
Yeah.
Pretty awesome, right?
That was awesome.
もう10回以上見ました。
I've seen it at the very least 10 times.
もうね、僕ゲームを作りたいんで、作らせてくれと。
I want to make that
ツイー
game.
ト
I
してる
mean,
んですけど、誰も
someone
返事を
let
く
me
れない
make
ん
that
で。
game. I've been tweeting. I want to make that game, but no one has offered yet.
We'll put George Miller in touch with you. I'm sure he'd be interested. All right, next question is, how do you motivate yourself when you're feeling tired? The one thing that I always admire about you is you're traveling around, all these events, meeting with people. You're still making these games. It looks like you may have 2 games in development. We'll talk about that in a second. But how do you stay motivated?
ですね、やっぱりものづくり非常にエネルギー使いますし、それだけだったらいいんですけど、やっぱりこういろんな交渉とかプロデュースもあって、ストレスが非常にたまります。
So, I mean, again, creating something requires a lot of energy. And also, if it was something like that, it wouldn't be that bad. But also, I step in as producer, so I have to negotiate. I have to talk with a lot of people, which can become somewhat stressing.
本当は時間があれば旅行に行ったり、仕事を忘れてなんか遊んだりしたらいいんですよ。なかなかそういう時間取れないんで、何をしているかというと、仕事終わって寝る前に、映画を1本見ると。
So, ideally, what I would do would be travel or, play something or just enjoy my time, but I don't always find the time to do that. So what I do is then, after I'm done with work and before I sleep, I will watch at the very least 1 movie.
すごく感動する。
Every day?
Yes, yes.
Wow.
なるべくね、
For the most part, I tried.
ゲームズコムに来てるときは見れないんで、この4日間分ぐらいを日本に帰って1日に3本見ないといけないですけど。
I mean, for example, right now in GamesCom, I haven't been able to catch a movie, so when I fly back, I'll be watching 2-3 movies a day to catch up.
映画って人が作ったものなんで同じように、クリエイターが戦ってるわけですよね、作品作りで。それが見えたりするんで、非常に勇気づけられたりしますし、純粋にその作品で感動したり泣いたり笑ったりできるっていうこともあるので、非常に短時間で自分を取り戻せるというか、疲れが吹っ飛ぶような、パワーをもらえるので、やっぱり映画っていうのは僕にとっては一番